Imagine waking up at like 2 in the morning every single day.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's intense.
Right. And you are just pouring hours into building these brilliant custom digital strategies. Your whole goal is to help local independent shops fend off these massive e-commerce giants, places like Amazon or Reliance Digital.
So a real David and Goliath situation.
Exactly. And you're running these advanced AI research tools, you're mapping out entire local economies, and just putting in what can only be described as a monster work ethic. You do this for months.
Okay.
And your total revenue to show for all of it.
Yeah.
Absolute zero.
Oh, man.
Not a single closed deal. I mean, nothing.
See, that level of output with, zero return, that's a glaring symptom that something fundamental is just broken in the delivery.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're looking at today. Because today's sources give us this rare, really unedited look at a troubleshooting session between an AI assistant, who goes by the name Little Bird, and a 20-year veteran digital strategist named Murty.
It's fascinating because we get to see exactly what happens when immense talent just hits a complete brick wall.
Yeah, so our mission for the deep dive today is to figure out why Murty's incredible expertise is, ironically, driving potential clients away. And we'll see how an AI helps him completely overhaul his failing sales strategy in just 2 weeks.
Which is a massive turnaround.
It really is. And for you listening, whether you're, trying to win over a new freelance client or maybe pitch a complex project to your boss or even just convince your friends to back a great idea, this is basically a masterclass in how you package your knowledge is often way more critical than the knowledge itself.
Absolutely. The packaging is everything.
Okay, let's unpack this. So Murty is targeting a very specific market. He wants to help local Indian shops in the city of Rajahmundry. We're talking about places like Computer Point, Suresh Computers, the Gawaha store.
Right, real local brick and mortar places.
Exactly. He wants to give them digital armor. He even produces this whole podcast series called Weaponizing Local Trust.
Yeah.
But and here's the kicker. Nobody is buying his services.
Well, the root of his problem is this psychological trap that we call the creator-consultant gap.
The creator-consultant gap.
Yeah. So Murty is essentially operating as a high-tier content creator, right? He's not operating as a consultant. He's doing all this really deep research and then just giving away the why and the how completely for free.
Right.
He is educating his prospects so thoroughly that he inadvertently just kills their desire to hire him.
Wait. I need to pause there because that feels really counterintuitive to me.
How so?
Well, I mean, if I'm trying to prove my value to you, shouldn't I show you exactly how my brain works? Like how I solve problems? I see people do this in job interviews all the time. They overshare every tiny detail of their strategy just to prove, that they belong in the room.
Sure. I mean, that instinct makes total sense, but it completely misunderstands how urgency works in the human brain.
Okay, unpack that for me.
So a creator earns attention by satisfying curiosity. You listen to a great podcast, your curiosity is satisfied, and you move on with your day.
Right. You got what you needed.
Exactly. A consultant, however, earns money by creating a gap between the client's current problem and the solution. If Murty gives a shop owner this comprehensive step-by-step breakdown of exactly how to optimize their local search rankings, and he does it for free, the shop owner feels like the problem is already halfway solved.
Oh, I see.
They might nod along, they might think, wow, Murty is an absolute genius, but they feel zero urgency to actually pay him. The client needs to feel the acute pain of not having you execute the work.
Right, so they need to realize that the gap exists rather than having you just fill it for free during the pitch.
Precisely. You have to preserve the tension.
That makes a lot of sense. Which I guess brings us to the actual pitches Murty is sending out. The AI, Little Bird, refers to his approach as having AI coldness.
AI coldness.
Yeah. He's sending these highly technical, 5-page consultant reports, and he's publishing them on these minimalist text platforms like Write.as, and then just sending these super long, intimidating links to the clients via text message.
And, if you put yourself in the shoes of his target audience, it immediately illuminates why this fails so spectacularly.
Yeah.
I mean, these are traditional shop owners. They have survived for 30 years in Rajahmundry by managing physical inventory, dealing with walk-in foot traffic, haggling with suppliers.
Right, getting their hands dirty?
Exactly. They have done all of this without any digital marketing whatsoever. And suddenly, they receive a 5-page academic thesis on their phone.
Filled with terms they have literally never heard of. I mean, the sources mentioned Murty using this really intense jargon in these reports.
Yeah.
He's talking about, let me get this right, antaryami VA network integration.
Wow.
Right. And he's talking about reducing hyperlocal discovery friction.
Per local discovery friction.
Yeah. It's like prescribing a heavy 6-month course of systemic antibiotics to someone who just walked in with a tiny splinter.
That is a perfect analogy.
They don't want a systemic overhaul of their biology. They just want you to, pull the splinter out so they can get back to work.
Yeah, that is a perfect way to look at it. Because look, Murty is charging between 8,000 and 30,000 rupees for his retainers.
Which, just to clarify, in the grand scheme of digital marketing, that's actually a perfectly fair price for the value he's providing.
Oh, absolutely. It's very reasonable. However, for a local business that has literally never spent a dime on digital strategy, a 30,000 rupee ask isn't just a simple line item on a marketing budget. It is a massive trust hurdle.
I'm stuck on something, though.
What's that?
Well, if I'm handing over 30,000 rupees, which, like you said, is a significant chunk of change for a small local shop, I kind of think I want the 5-page report. I want to see the math. I want the complex jargon to prove that this consultant isn't just like some scam artist making empty promises.
Yeah.
Doesn't the sheer weight of a dense proposal kind of justify that premium price tag?
What's fascinating here is that your assumption relies on the client valuing academic depth over practical results. And that's just not true in this context. Yeah. In local traditional markets, trust isn't built on a beautifully formatted PDF. And it's definitely not built on how many futuristic AI concepts you can string together in a sentence. Trust is built on tangible, highly visible wins.
Ah, okay.
It's built on what they call chai chats, sitting down over tea and having a real human conversation. Let's look back at that jargon Murty was using. He tells a client he's going to reduce hyperlocal discovery friction.
Right.
To a guy running a computer repair shop, that means absolutely nothing.
So we should contrast that with what he actually needs to say. Like, instead of the heavy jargon, what is the Thai chat version of that exact pitch?
The translation would be something like, hey, I noticed when I stand right outside your store and I type computer repair into Google Maps on my phone, your competitor across the street shows up first, and you don't even appear on the list. Give me 7 days to fix that.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is visceral. It instantly creates pain, like competitor envy. And it offers an immediate, tangible solution. I mean, the owner of Suresh Computers doesn't care about the infrastructure of an Antaryami virtual assistant network.
No, not at all.
They just want 10 real people walking through their physical front door asking to buy an RTX 50 series PC. All because of an Instagram reel they saw that morning.
Exactly. You are hitting on the core mechanism of persuasion here. Clients want the result. They do not want the recipe. When you overwhelm them with the recipe, you trigger cognitive overload.
Oh, cognitive overload.
They freeze. And a frozen client never, ever signs a contract.
Man. But, that cognitive overload isn't just happening in his digital pitches.
No.
The physical environment where Murty is trying to operate is also actively sabotaging his authority.
Oh, right. The academy.
Yes. The sources detail this thing called the BTech Academy disaster, which, honestly, it's arguably the most painful lesson in this entire deep dive.
It really is a striking example of good intentions just violently colliding with harsh reality. So Murty wanted to run offline physical digital marketing classes. He envisioned this traditional Gurukul experience, right?
Like a deep, immersive, in-person learning environment for local students.
Exactly. Very noble.
But the execution was just brutal. He sets up this physical academy, but it is 45 degrees Celsius outside.
Which is incredibly hot.
Boiling. And there's absolutely no air conditioning in the room. The internet connection is completely unstable, dropping in and out. And most incredibly, there are literally no computers for the students to actually use.
Yeah, that's a problem for a digital marketing class.
Right. He is essentially charging premium fees to teach digital marketing inside of a boiling sauna without any actual digital tool.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the concept of infrastructure versus credibility is playing out in real time here.
Break that down.
The medium through which you deliver your message is just as important as the message itself. You cannot sell high-end, futuristic digital solutions to business owners if you look like you are actively struggling to manage your own basic environment.
Because the client is sitting there dripping in sweat, thinking, how is this guy going to optimize my entire automated sales funnel when he can't even get the Wi-Fi to stay connected in his own office?
Exactly. It completely shatters the illusion of competence.
So Murty realizes the damage this is doing to his professional image, and he makes a really difficult call. He packs up the entire academy. He hauls all 12 of his devices back to his house.
Which, for someone who poured their heart into building a physical community space, that has to feel like a massive defeat.
Oh, totally. But the AI, Little Bird, steps in right here and completely flips the script on him. Little Bird tells him, hey, this isn't a defeat at all, it is a strategic upgrade. By moving those machines into his home, Murty is establishing a browser-only office.
Right.
He instantly eliminates all the environmental friction that was just destroying his credibility.
Because retaining authority is basically impossible when you are fighting the physical elements. By retreating to a controlled environment, Murty reclaims his framing. The AI advises him to start hosting his premium meetings via video platforms like Brave Talk or Zoom, and to use a clean, professional virtual background with a rock-solid hardwired connection.
So the virtual background literally becomes his new storefront.
Yes.
And the sources note he is aiming for retainers that could eventually total 1 to 2 lakhs a month. Now, for context for you listening, 1 lakh is 100,000 rupees. So if you are asking for hundreds of thousands of rupees from a local business, you absolutely must project the image that you are already operating at a highly successful, frictionless level.
Perception dictates pricing power. Always. But fixing the medium only solves half the problem.
Right. There's the personal side.
Yeah. Murty still has to overcome a massive personal hurdle regarding his identity and his history with these specific local business owners.
This part of the transcript is so fascinating to me, because Murty actually stepped away from the tech industry for several years.
He took a hiatus.
A long one. He took time off to do hands-on service work at old age homes. So now he's returning to these shop owners, people he actually knew years ago, and dealing with the deep anxiety of having basically vanished from the professional world.
And you can really feel his frustration early in the AI troubleshooting session because the AI initially completely misunderstands his identity.
Yeah, it confuses him.
It confuses Murty with the local business owners he is trying to audit.
And Murty actually gets pretty annoyed. He tells the AI that it's missing their usual conversation flow, and he even threatens to just switch to using other AI tools.
Right, because he feels like his unique, complex personal history is just being ignored by this machine. But when Little Bird corrects itself, it delivers an absolute masterstroke of positioning.
It really does.
The AI points out that Murty's time away at the old age home isn't a blemish on his resume. It is actually his ultimate unfair advantage.
Okay, I have to push back on the AI's logic here.
Let's hear it.
In the tech sector, AI tools, social media algorithms, they change literally every Tuesday. So if I am a business owner and a consultant tells me they have spent the last few years completely disconnected from the industry, working in an old age home, my immediate thought is, this person is hopelessly out of touch. Like, how does that not immediately disqualify him?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, you have to remember that context is everything. You are applying Silicon Valley logic to a traditional Indian marketplace.
Oh.
Murty isn't pitching a venture-backed tech startup in San Francisco. He is pitching legacy family businesses in Rajahmundry. In that specific culture, trust, character, and community standing carry far more weight than being up to date on the latest TikTok algorithm change.
Trust trumps trendiness.
It absolutely does, every time. The AI helps Murty realize that he isn't some cold, faceless agency sending out automated spam emails. He is a known local figure who is returning to his community. He brings technical skills, sure. But more importantly, he brings deep, lived wisdom and a proven service heart. He isn't just a guy looking to extract money. He has a track record of actively serving the vulnerable.
And that completely changes the narrative of his sales pitch. It leads to what the AI calls the returner strategy. He isn't walking in saying, hello, here's my shiny new digital agency. Please look at my 5-page PDF.
No, the approach becomes deeply relational.
Yeah.
The pitch is now, hey, your old friend is back. I was away doing important service work, but now I'm back in the digital saddle. And by the way, I was walking past your shop and I noticed your new RPX 50 series PCs aren't showing up when local kids search for them on their phones. Let me fix that for you.
It bridges the gap instantly.
Yeah.
Because it leverages his history instead of, apologizing for it.
Exactly.
So we have the narrative fixed. The AI coldness is gone, the sweaty credibility-killing sauna is removed, but the transcript makes it painfully clear that Murty needs actual income. Like right now.
He's got zero revenue.
Yeah. He cannot wait months to build up goodwill. How does he actually get cash in hand immediately?
This is where the transcript moves from deep psychology into a highly tactical 2-week revenue recovery master plan.
Okay, 2 weeks.
Week 1 is entirely focused on the reconnect and audit. And the very first non-negotiable rule the AI sets: banish the PDFs forever. No more text-heavy consultant reports.
So if he isn't sending written reports, how is he communicating his audits to these guys?
He's instructed to use 60-second WhatsApp voice notes or very short screen recording videos using tools like Loom.
Voice notes.
Yeah, the psychology behind this is vital. Think about it. A PDF is formal, it's intimidating, and it demands the client's full, undivided attention. A voice note leverages the tone of your voice to convey empathy and excitement. It feels like a friend just leaving you a quick message.
Plus, it is asynchronous. The shop owner can listen to a 60-second voice note while they're physically restocking shelves.
Yeah.
It doesn't demand they sit down at a desk.
Right.
It builds a parasocial relationship, a sense of intimacy and trust, far faster than written text ever could.
Exactly. And while he's sending these voice notes, he is conducting a found money audit.
Found money.
Yeah. He isn't pitching a massive rebranding package. He is hunting for highly specific bleeding conversion leaks in their current digital setup.
What does a conversion leak actually look like for a local computer shop, like practically?
A leak is basically anything where a customer tries to give them money and the business fails to capture it.
Oh, I see.
Are they missing phone calls that originate from their Google Maps listing? Is there a 2-hour delay when someone messages their WhatsApp business number, causing that impatient buyer to just say, forget it, and order from Amazon instead?
That happens all the time.
Right. Murty identifies these exact leaks and presents a simple one-page opportunity map. It just points directly to the money they're leaving on the table every single day.
Diagnosing a specific bleeding wound naturally leads right into week 2.
Yeah.
The cash conversion.
The most important part.
Yeah. This is where Murty has to completely abandon his 30,000 rupee retainer pitch. Asking for that much upfront is basically asking for a marriage on the first date.
Yeah, too much too soon.
Instead, he offers a 7-day digital restoration pilot. And the price for this pilot is an upfront 10,000 rupee handshake.
And he collects that 10,000 rupees instantly via UPI, which, for those who don't know, is India's massive mobile instant payment network.
Also, it's super fast.
It is a seamless transaction. Scan a QR code, done. The deliverables for that 10,000 rupees are tightly scoped and highly visible. He will optimize their Google business profile. He'll set up 5 high-intent automated replies for their WhatsApp and produce 3 local Instagram reels.
The genius of this micropilot strategy is how it dramatically lowers the stakes.
Exactly.
It is a low-cost impulse buy for a business owner. The only goal is to make their phone buzz with, say, 5 new 5-star reviews or a handful of real customer inquiries within a week.
Because by delivering a quick win, the dynamic shifts entirely. Murty stops being a teacher who lectures them on digital theory. He becomes a partner who implements actual revenue-generating mechanics. The moment that shop owner sees a real customer walk in because of a real Murty posted, all skepticism vanishes. They won't need to be aggressively sold on the 30,000 rupee long-term package. They will actively demand it so the results don't stop.
Because he proved the magic actually works in the real world.
Yes.
Now, there is one final secret weapon in this execution plan that I found absolutely brilliant.
Oh, AstroSync.
Yes. The AI suggests utilizing something called AstroSync.
This is a perfect example of merging digital strategy with deep local context.
So Murty is advised to time the delivery of his pilot results, like launching the optimized Google listing or pushing the Reels live for a Shubha Muhurtam,
Right.
which in traditional Indian culture is an auspicious time. It's a mathematically calculated moment that is believed to bring good fortune and success.
It is the ultimate antidote to AI coldness. He is taking cold, hard digital metrics and wrapping them in the deep cultural and astrological values of his clients. He tells the shop owner, hey, we aren't just updating your business hours, we are launching your digital presence at the exact right astrological moment for your family's prosperity.
It just shows profound respect for how they view the world.
Yeah.
And to execute all of this without burning out, he relies on his unique routine. Remember, he uses his monster 2 in the morning wake-up time to do all the heavy lifting, the data crunching, and the auditing when the world is completely quiet.
Smart.
And he utilizes the students from his former academy as virtual assistants to automate the daily posting. That leaves his precious daylight hours completely free for what actually matters. Walking into the shops, having those chai chats, and building the human relationships that actually close deals.
So what does this all mean? Zooming out from Rajamundry, the core philosophy here applies to literally anyone selling their expertise. We so often believe our value is tied to the sheer volume of information we possess. But overwhelming your audience with how much you know is really just a defense mechanism.
Oh, defense mechanism.
Yeah, it is way easier to sit behind a screen and write a 5-page report than it is to look someone in the eye and solve their immediate problem. The transition from struggling expert to successful consultant requires giving up the urge to teach and embracing the responsibility to solve.
Give them a taste of the food before you ask them to buy the entire restaurant. Pull the splinter out before you prescribe the antibiotics.
Exactly. This raises an important question, too. It forces us to reevaluate our perceived weaknesses. Murty thought his years doing service work at the old age home made him irrelevant to the fast-paced digital economy.
He viewed it as a gap in his armor.
He did. But vulnerability, a unique personal history, and a track record of genuine care are often the exact things that differentiate you from the cold, automated competition. If you know how to frame your gaps, they often become your greatest assets.
So as we wrap up, look at your own career right now, or the pitches you are making, or even the personal projects you're trying to get off the ground. What is the BTech Academy sauna you are currently trying to force to work? Are you sweating it out in an environment or using a medium that is actively killing your credibility? And more importantly, if you stripped away all your complex proposals, if you deleted all your industry jargon and simply offered to solve one tiny, highly visible problem for someone tomorrow morning, how much faster would you get to a yes? Think about it. We will see you on the next deep dive.